Service to others has taken on a deeper meaning to me this year. It's not just something we do, it's something we live. It shows up in the quiet ways we choose to care for people through patience and the decision to stay kind even when it's not convenient. And I think that's when something sacred begins to appear. As St. Ignatius once said, love is shown more in deeds than in words. For a long time, I saw my own work at my CWSP job as just a responsibility, a routine, structured and something to get done. But that changed with one moment I still think about. One morning, I was working with a resident I hadn't seen in a while. She greeted me warmly like she always does, like I'd always been there. But something was different that day. When I went to get her ready and uncovered her blanket to help her dress, I saw bandages around both of her knees. She then told me she had bumped into something, and because of how fragile her bones had become, both knees were broken. And as I helped her, she talked more quietly than usual. She talked about the pain of having to deal with fractured bones or other injuries she's more vulnerable to now, about her frustration and about how depressing it actually is to live far from family and in a nursing home. And I remember this very clearly. There's nothing I could do to fix. There's nothing to solve and nothing to make better. After a while, she stopped talking. She looked at me for a moment, and then she said, "I love you." Not thank you, not that she loves being around me, talking to me, or being cared for by me. She tells me that she loves me. And in the moment, I didn't respond right away, because I felt something I didn't expect at that moment. Not sadness, not shock, just warmth. Like I was standing in something bigger than the moment itself. Like God was there in a way I didn't have words for. And I think that's when I understood something I can't unsee now. Service isn't just what we can do for someone physically. It's what happens when someone needs you, or better said, needs your presence. I think that's where God is. Service to others is how God shows up for others through us, or vice versa. Every act of service, no matter how small, becomes a participation in something greater than ourselves. A moment where God isn't distant but present, moving quietly in us through ordinary kindness. That's what love looks like. It interrupts you, costs you something, but leaves something behind that matters more. And without always realizing it, in those moments we're drawn closer to God. And maybe that's what service has been teaching me all along. Not just how to help others, but to notice that we belong to each other and that God has always been there in the middle of it.